Hey,
Looking good, Kamish, with the hat on. Nice little background going there. Where
live
are
from
you right now, Crush?
Cancun, baby. Cancun.
Live from
I
Cancun.
actually just ran into Punch because Punch has been in Cancun since like mid October. He ran out of money, so he was on his way back already. I didn't get a chance to really enjoy, Cancun with him. He's on his way back. But hey, man, I saw Mike checking in.
There you
What's
go.
up, Mike? Saw Mike at the
Big Mike.
counter. And Jeremy's on his way, baby. He is on his way to join the boys.
Nice little Cancun party going.
Cheers.
RIP to our fallen soldiers in the league. Mike, Jeremy, great seasons. Both of them really, I mean, look, 6 and 8 seasons on a pretty fucking competitive ass league. Both good teams that just, towards the end, this shit just really got super close.
I'm so happy I wasn't in it, going toward the end because I lost a heartbreaker to tie. Right, a game that I really should have won. Njoku killed me, and then I probably would have been in a win and you're in situation, and I freaking lost to Punch, man. Keep in mind I didn't set a defense that I wanted to, but
You had like half the damn league in defenses. What do you mean you
yeah,
didn't have one you
yeah.
wanted?
No, I didn't properly set my lineup, but it's playoff time, man. The big P word. Let's
Yeah, let's
go,
get it going,
boys.
man. Got through last week, clinched my bye week, so nice to be hanging out this weekend with Tyler and just kind of watching to see what happens with these two fucking matchups. Because both of these matchups, we're already in the group chat, as you know, probably talking about. Man, I need to avoid Javi, right? I need to avoid where Barkley's gonna. I don't want to be playing against Barkley at any point in the playoffs, right? And this other matchup looks like it's going to be just as close, probably. But we'll break down each of these matchups player by player as promised.
So we almost hit it, our prediction. We actually nailed it on our first. Obviously, the first one was easy. It was give it to me. Tyler was going to get the first round bye. We did say you, Kamish, would be the second person to get the bye, so we hit that. And then, the matchup that we wanted in, Javi versus Alex, we're not getting, and Mexico versus Julian. So it's kind of swip swap, But man, looking at this, all right, it's great. Why? Three teams who don't have ships in this league, who have zero championships, are all in contention, with one of them being having a bye. What's great about the bye, man? What is great about the bye? You literally just have to win one game and you're in, and you're in the ship. That's it,
And you get
man.
to, Tyler and I have been talking about our players get to rest this week. It's nice to enjoy a week off from being berated by Tyler and I.
Or your players get to get the AAA injury this week, and then
Oh,
you
God.
get to prepare, get to prepare for next week.
If Derrick
Um,
Henry tears his CDL, bro, I'm done.
uh, but a little bit. I don't know, man. Look, I'm just gonna start it off by saying, uh, Tyler. Okay. The three before I get to Tyler, the three people that absolutely cannot, under no circumstances, win are the three J's, ladies and gentlemen. I call them the JJs. We have Javi, Julian, and Joaquin. Fuck Joaquin, if you're listening. Um, the three J's left. What's beautiful about it is that two J's already off the top are playing against each other. So one will be eliminated. Um, but
What about the
Javier
fourth
absolutely,
J of the first
yeah,
place in our
he's
league, Joto?
uh, yeah. That's why I call them the JJs, bro. There's Joto Julian, Joto Javier, and Joto Joaquin. They're all brothers, all right? They're all J's. But yeah. Julian absolutely under no circumstances can win. He's getting kicked out next season. I don't want him to have his name on the plaque at all. Uh Javi, this would be his fourth championship. His fourth. He already leads the league with 3. We
I
can't. He
feel like he beat
cannot.
me in like 2 of those too. Not good. This guy
he
haunts
abs-
my dreams, dude.
yeah, he absolutely cannot get a fourth. All right. And then we have Joaquin, who has fucking 9 kids, doesn't have time for football, shows up, drafts from El Torito Burrito. I mean, so many things with this guy, and then he's consistently now been in contention or like in the playoffs, man. I don't get it. It pisses me off. So those are my threes that absolutely cannot win. Is the JJs. We need to we need to eliminate all the J's. Please, metrics. All
Well, it
right.
sounds like I mean, you're hoping for myself or Alex because I know you don't want to root for Tyler to get his first chip either. We want to keep him undefeated without a chip.
Wait,
So
we hold on. I had I had another. What were they called? Not premonitions, but revelation.
mm.
Another revelation, ladies and gentlemen. Mm, Pina colada. Shout out to Cancun. But listen, man. If there's one person that deserves it's actually 2 people that deserve it in this league. One being Alex, and one being Ty. But if I'm gonna pick somebody and just run with it, the way Jamar Chase has been playing, I actually gave him Bijan, who's been balling. Um, his team just looks most complete now out of the teams left. Metrics, you are close though. You are right there.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
we're
No,
speaking on Thanos, you know.
Kamish, you're not like a MLB pitcher. You know this, where you own Bijan for a couple weeks, so you get a ring, a championship ring. It doesn't work like that in our league.
I don't get like a quarter of a ring for
Nah, you
dishing it
don't.
out.
Yeah, you don't get a ring for dishing out Bijan. But yeah, has Alex ever won in our league? Has he?
No,
He
no,
has
no,
no
no.
chips. Yeah, so a lot of people left to potentially get their first championship ring. But yeah, I mean these teams, like you said, I think are both pretty stacked in terms of like these matchups that are left still. I mean, it's gonna be fireworks this weekend.
Let's get into this 3 and 6 seed, right? So we got Javi, who somehow, I mean, Javi was at the bottom of our power rankings almost the entire year, bro. He was like, I don't think he ever made it past 5, like being ranked 5th, hanging around, goes on a nice little win streak, somehow ends up the 3 seed, finishes 8 and 6, and he gets Julian, who does not have Christian McCaffrey. And we're ready, man. We're ready to break this down.
All
How we
right,
used to
let's
do it,
break
baby.
this down, baby. All right. Julian. Sergio loves Julian's dick. A little homoerotic. I mean, we know that name's not great, Julian, but versus Goat is back. Starting at the quarterback positions, Kamish, we have Baker Mayfield at the Los Angeles Chargers, or your boy, Pat Mahomes, at one of the better defenses in football this year, Cleveland.
Mhm.
Who do you like in this matchup?
So just off the top, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that our left tackle is out, potentially out for this game. Mahomes, this is a record year for Mahomes in being either sacked or pressured, or knocked down, all that. The record year for Mahomes. He's been under pressure a lot this year. Cleveland ranks second, I believe, in pressures, if not first. They're gonna switch Miles Garrett. This is the side that Miles Garrett is on, that our tackle is out. So I think this is gonna be a low scoring game, bro. Um, I think they're gonna pressure Mahomes a lot this game. Um, so for that, man, I'm going with I'm going with Baker Mayfield, man, who's been hot. I think he's QB 6 on the year. Um, Even if Baker Mayfield doesn't throw, I'm scared of Chargers defense because they're also good on defense. But if I had to pick between these two, just because of the left tackle situation and Miles Garrett and the pressures, um, I'm going with Baker Mayfield here, man.
Give
I'm
me
going.
Baker Mayfield, Kamish. Give me Baker Mayfield for all the same reasons you said. Both of these defenses that both of these guys are playing against are going to be good defenses this weekend. But for me, it comes down to I think the rushing offenses looked actually pretty decent in Kansas City. And the rushing offense in Tampa Bay is more of a goal line thing, unless Bucky's healthy and breaking off these massive runs. So I think the likelihood that either of these guys throws 3 TDs is minimal, but if one guy's going to throw 2, it's going to be Baker Mayfield.
Yes, sir. Um, Wide receivers as a core. So we got Julian at 1, right? 1 point, 1 point to 0. Javi, you're down already. Uh, the 2 wide receivers as a core. On one end, we got Devontae Adams against Jacksonville. And then
Ooh,
Justin Jefferson against Chi-Town on a Monday night dome game. No weather issues there. On the other side, we got Jerry Judy um, versus KC. There's supposed to be rain, supposed to be really nasty conditions. I already said I don't like this game to begin with. I don't just see it being a big fantasy point potential game here. And then Lad McConkey, bro. Joaquin,
waiver wire straight into the
why?
lineup. Wow,
Why would
bold move.
Mexico drop Lad McConkey, bro? He's been killing. He's all the Chargers have. That's such a great pickup, man.
Yeah, I think he just probably needed the roster spot because he had so many guys on bye. But yeah, I think this one's kind of obvious. Look, Lad McConkey's had a great season. Jerry Judy has looked a little bit better with Jameis under center in Cleveland than he had with the other terrible QBs that they had kind of rotating throughout the season. But look, Devontae Adams and Justin Jefferson are better than those guys day in, day out. 2 of the best wide receivers in football. Even if Aaron Rodgers is seeing the hat man running the slant, Devontae Adams is still one of the best athletes in football, and Justin Jefferson, arguably the best wide receiver behind probably Scary Terry this year. So yeah, give me those wideouts.
um, so yeah, I got to give that side to Jules again. Only because Aaron Rodgers does see the Hat Man a lot, but Jacksonville, bro, they're so bad. Honestly, I could see Rodgers having back-to-back 300-yard games. He had a 300-yard game last week. I can see him easily getting that and maybe a couple TDs against Jacksonville. So maybe Adams catches one. But the running backs, I
This is
don't
where
even.
it goes towards our boy, the Baba Yaga himself, the man who haunts my dreams, Javi Kruger. This motherfucker, Saquon Barkley and Chase Brown. I mean, Chase Brown has been one of the best waiver wire pickups in recent memory in fantasy football, the way he's
Yep.
been performing this season. Opposite, we got Josh Jacobs, who's looked pretty good this season. Really, uh, you know, I hear guys on the Raiders like Tyler talking about how sad he was that Derek Carr left. Derek Carr has remained one of the worst quarterbacks in football. Josh Jacobs left your team. You could have paid him the money, and he's been one of the best between the tackles running backs in football this year. So, uh, got to shout out my boy Josh Jacobs, but this one's obvious as well. Saquon motherfucking Barkley and Chase Brown definitely going to be the better between those two options.
Yeah, and I don't think it's close either. Just because of the matchups, I think the majority of Javi's points are going to come from this core. Though Barkley does have a tough match. I mean, is he matchup proof for real? For real? Because Pittsburgh is no joke on defense, especially against the run. I actually can't wait to see this matchup. But even then, there's been a lot of issues with the Eagles and AJ Brown and Hurts. So I'm thinking this week that maybe they're going to throw a lot more. So it might be good for Barkley out of the backfield to get a little bit more action, than he's used to, as opposed to running. But tight
Well,
ends.
geez, yeah, man. Now talk about close matchup, because this might be the best tight end matchup in football
Yep.
this week with Brock Bowers, the rookie sensation, getting to see Atlanta in Monday night. This could be, potentially the player that sends Julian to the next round, the last game of the season, and he's got the tight end who's arguably the best tight end we've seen in football since Travis Kelce came out.
Yep.
So Brock Bowers or George Kittle, who do you got between these two guys?
Um, it's so close, man. Fantasy points per season. I mean total for the season so far. Brock Bowers tied in 1 at 162.2 points in our league, and George Kittle right behind him by 5 points. Literally 157 points by Kittle. Kittle, I think, was hurt or injured week 3 when they visited the Rams to play that game. He did not play that game. And I love Kittle against the Rams, that division game, man, and they're at home. For that reason alone, I'm going with Kittle slightly to edge this out. Like just because of all the injuries that San Francisco has, Brock's going to be forced to throw it a little bit more, and Kittle's been really this guy's blanket, man. He's been catching a lot since CMC has been out. I'm going with Kittle with this one.
Give me Bowers, man. Atlanta's
Ooh!
defense is trash. And, despite the fact that Las Vegas has injury concerns at the quarterback, Brock Bowers is virtually matchup proof, and he's got a prime matchup. And for all the reasons you said, but most of all, more than the fact that it's a bad matchup, more than the fact that George Kittle's balling out, fuck Thursdays, man. I don't trust Thursdays. I think they're rigged. I think that George Kittle's going to be, under on all his prize picks just because Thursdays are rigged. So give me Brock Bowers. But getting into this flex position, this one's a little bit more interesting. We got Rachaad White on the one hand versus Juwan Jennings. Who do you got between these two guys?
This one's closer than it looks. But I do like that Javi currently has Rachaad White in that flex because he sees that Julian's starting Baker Mayfield. So whenever I see a quarterback on the opposing end, I always like to plug in the wide receiver or a flex or something, because if he's scoring points, then I'm scoring points, which is good. So that's kind of closed the gap a little bit. So honestly, and just because of that, just because of what I said, I'm gonna edge with Rachaad White here on over Juwan Jennings.
Yep. I like that pick too. And as good as George Kittle has been in that San Francisco offense, Juwan Jennings had some outstanding games this season. But between the two, I think Rashad, I would lean that way as well. Just because looking at last week, the way he got all those goal line looks, as a Bucky Irving owner, I was fucking ruining that. Rashad was basically getting every touch. But so commish, it's that time. We're not going to go through the kicker and the defense because those could be a wash any given week unless it's like some insane matchup with which neither of these are. Who do you got winning this week? Julian or Javi?
I'm forced to pick a JJ for this week, hopefully only. If I had to pick one of these JJs, I'd rather roll the dice on Javi making it to the next round than Julian making it to the next round. Just because I do think that there are better teams ahead. Like these other teams, like you and Tyler, who obviously we're not going to get a chance to talk about in this pod. And there's a couple other teams here that I just think are better positioned than the. Isn't it crazy how it worked out? I think the two teams that are evenly matched like play each other, and Javi and Julian. I think this is close. So give me Javi, baby. Forget JJ. Forget Julian.
maybe it's my heart, or maybe it's my
You
fear.
just don't want us.
Maybe I just don't want to see the Baba Yaga Javi Kruger in the playoffs, but God, I am going to be the biggest TJ Watt fan this weekend because I hope to God somebody can shut down Saquon Barkley. I think if any team can do it, it's probably Pittsburgh. So I think Julian gets it done, man. He's had a lot of outstanding games this season. Julian, I've been talking about a lot, said since the first draft that he was going to get in. And, even though he loses a Christian McCaffrey, those two matchups at wide receiver, Justin Jefferson versus Chicago and Devontae Adams versus Jacksonville, could get really nasty. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm just scared, but give me Julian.
Hey, I'm keeping notes, baby. So we got our I'm going with Javi, you're going with Julian. I'm keeping track for this next pod. Damn. So that would mean if we get actually we can't even see. My bad. The bracket's already like preset, but there's reseeding. So let's get into this Alex versus Mexico. Which
Yeah,
man
so DLO Brown, our boy, as we talked about, going for his first chip, making his first hopeful championship run, we'll see, versus Joaquin Cornejo, Mexico. So with Lamar Jackson at the New York Giants, Josh Allen at Detroit, both project to be very high scoring
Nasty.
games, I would imagine. Maybe Baltimore's going to be a little lopsided, perhaps. And so, who do you got between these two guys?
This is so nasty, man. This is a coin flip. This is literal definition of a coin flip. The Bills just lost a game where they put up 42 points. And Josh Allen just went absolutely nuts. 6 touchdowns, 3 passing, 3 on the ground for a total of 50. He dropped a 50 burger, ladies and gentlemen.
The
Okay.
highest fantasy score by a quarterback in the history of fantasy football.
Yeah, ever. Alex save some of those points for this week, but Detroit I think is going to be another high scoring game, man. No weather issues here. So that's going to be an electric game for Josh Allen, but also, man, you got Lamar Jackson who's playing the Giants. Now, this is the thing. That game to me has high blowout potential. All right, the
Exactly.
Ravens versus the Giants.
They could
And
be
for
up 4 TDs in the first quarter.
yeah, like this game can get out of hand so fast. And honestly, like the Giants are so bad against the run too. Like who's to say like if they're up, 14 points maybe in the first quarter, maybe 7 say it's 17-0, I think they will run a lot. And I just don't see the volume being there cuz honestly I could see Lamar Jackson being taken out maybe the entire fourth quarter in this game. So for that reason alone, I'm taking the competitive game, the game that has two explosive offenses that are going to keep going back and forth. So I'm going Josh Allen, man. I'm going with Alex on this on the QB.
All right. Hate to disagree with the commish, but give me Lamar Jackson in this
What?
matchup because I think that, you're right to say that the Buffalo Detroit game is going to be more competitive, but Detroit's got one of the better defenses in football, like a really pretty good defense, even with Aiden Hutchinson getting injured. One of the best defensive lines in football. So, going to see a lot of Josh Allen scrambling. Hopefully, he could break those. My thought is that this motherfucker's got to be tired from that game last week against the Rams. Those that was a lot of work he put in last week, and Lamar Jackson gets the worst team in football coming off a bye week. So fresh legs, I think Lamar Jackson gets it done. So these wide receivers, the aforementioned Terry McLaren, Scary Terry, and Adam Thielen on one side versus Amon-Ra St. Brown, fight on, and Puka, the Samoan Jerry Rice Nakua. Who
It's
do you
not
got
close.
between
It's
these?
not
Yeah,
close.
not close, right?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it's not close. This is Joaquin all the way.
Yeah, give me
And I'll
Joaquin as well. Obviously, Puka is an absolute stud. Um, Arguably the best quarterback on that, or the best wide receiver on that team, has a better connection with the quarterback at this point than Cooper Cup does. Amon-Ra versus Buffalo makes me a little bit worried, but on the other hand, I mean, Adam Thielen, commish.
uh I just picked up Adam Thielen in my 14 team PPR. So I mean, he's been killing though. I mean,
Two back-to-back nice weeks, but
yeah.
coming off an injury, and how old is this motherfucker? Adam Thielen's got to be like damn near 40.
Alex, man, look, if you're listening, bro, the only advice I can give you is you're so notorious, Alex, for overthinking, man, during the fantasy playoffs. Overthinking in the championship, just overthinking in general, man. Like just stick with the guys that have gotten you this far. That's the only advice I will give you, man. Cuz who knows, man? Dallas it looks like an easy, juicy matchup on paper, man, but maybe they turned it around after, holding the Bengals to not 50, Uh maybe they'll play a little bit better defense against Carolina. But man, Adam Thielen for me is a risk in a must-win game. You guys forget this is win or go home. But yeah, I
Yeah,
can't do
man.
it.
It's tough looking at his defense too because it's hard to ever think you would start Adam Thielen, except for the year he balled out with Kirk Cousins, over names like Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jalen Waddle, right? Or
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins, who's been great this season, but is going to have probably a tough matchups against Cleveland. all Calvin Ridley, another huge name, right? And
Even
he's
yeah.
still starting Adam Thielen over all these, certified studs.
There's just so many better options, Alex. Like even Mooney, like I think I would start Mooney over Thielen. Like if it came down to that. Now obviously just looking at the bench, like of course, I like Marvin Harrison. New England is garbage. It's a dome game. But we're not here to give advice, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to look at what they got in there so far. So
Yeah, clear winner there, Amon Ra,
yeah.
who broke his touchdown drought, and Puka Nakua, the Samoan Jerry Rice, one of the best players in football. These running backs, Kamish, your boy, your former owner of your boy Jameer Gibbs and Alvin Kamara on one side versus Najee fucking Harris, man. I hate that guy more than anybody, and DeAndre Swift. To me, this one's probably also not close. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's not close for me. Give me Gibbs and Kamara all day, especially Kamara versus Washington dome game. Both of Alex's running backs are damn. He actually has 4 players that are playing in the dome, which is awesome. Uh, but I'll take that running back group any day, man. I
Yeah,
love
not
I love
close.
love
Jameer
Gibbs.
Gibbs, Sonic and Knuckles, the Rhythm and Bruise, whatever you want to call them. Both those guys have been studs this year. Both Jameer and Monty, and Kamara's had, proven that even with the fucking one of the worst QBs in football, he's still one of the best running backs in football. That one's not close. Give me those running backs. Tight ends also not close, I think, Kamish, when you look at this. Your boy Travis Kelsey on one side and Dalton Kincaid at Detroit on the other side. Who do you got between these guys?
Nah, give me Kelsey all day. And you know what, man? Kelsey's due, bro. The amount of times I've taken this guy on Price Picks to score a touchdown is ridiculous this year. He he is freaking due, man. He just needs one more touchdown to pass Tony Gonzalez, and he hasn't been able to get in there. I think this is the week. Two touchdowns for Kelsey on the season is crazy. We're already in the playoffs. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
Mahomes is going to probably be outside of the pocket a lot this game with the left guard out. And when he's scrambling, there's nobody he looks for more in the open field than Travis Kelsey. So, yeah, I think this one's not close as well. Give me Travis Kelsey. On the flex position, who we currently have, my boy, Jonathan Taylor, versus another one of my boys, another USC guy, Drake London. So, Jonathan Taylor versus Drake London. Who do you got in this one?
damn, this one's slightly closer because it depend. I mean, Jonathan Taylor is so really dependent on which Richardson is going to show up to the game, right? Playing at Denver at Mile High, uh, that game's going to be cold, and I don't know, man. This is a true coin flip for me because we don't know what what I don't even know if what quarterback is starting this game.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Kirk playing for his life, right? Or what, it could be, the rookie backup, Michael Penix Jr.
Phoenix.
Is going to get some play at some point in this season if they keep losing. So, give me Drake London. I think this one's close, but Denver's really fucking good, and they're really underrated.
Yeah.
And as you said, at home in the Mile High City. So, I like Drake London versus the Las Vegas fucking trash ass Raiders to likely get a TD. So, give me Drake London, but. Now, for the main event, Kamish, who do you have between these two guys, DLO Brown or Mexico?
uh Mexico right now 45% underdog according to Yahoo, according to projections. We know that projections don't mean shit. Um give me Alex, bro. Give me Alex to come out of his funk, advance to the next round. Joaquin's been here before. This is a perfect chance to eliminate another JJ for me. So let's get Joaquin out of here, man. Let's get Alex to the next round. That's my pick.
I'm going to go with our boy too. And the reason is I think Alex will make the right decision and swap out Adam Thielen. And if he does, I feel a little bit more confident about this matchup, maybe 52-48. in the mind of the metrics. But I think Alex gets this done this week as well.
Sheesh. So if we have it like that, right? We agreed on Alex. So if Alex, what's Alex right now? The 4 seed? Am I right? 4 seed?
Yes.
So if Alex advances, this is just of course we would need to pick a winner here. We both picked different winners here.
Yeah.
you're
So
you're trying to avoid
if Alex wins and Julian wins, I will play Alex. And Tyler will play Julian. If Alex wins and Javi wins,
you'll play
I
it.
will play Javi and Tyler will play Alex.
Who do you think Tyler doesn't want to see?
I think he doesn't want to see Javi as well. So he's hoping Javi wins.
Well, there's no way he would see Javi in the next round.
Oh, you're right. You're
regardless,
right. Yep, you're right because
because
he's
of
the
reseeding.
yes, because of reseeding. So between the guys that he could potentially face, Mexico's got his fucking number for some reason, man. Mexico's got the brujeria, so maybe Tyler's still scared of Mexico, but I mean the worst case scenario for him, I think, would be facing Alex in the next round. So if Javi wins and Alex wins, it's gonna be a bad scenario for Tyler.
Yeah, shit. What about you, man? Who you scared of? Obviously, you're trying to avoid not seeing Javi, and that's it, right? Like you're good
Yeah, I'm
after
gonna be
that.
the biggest fucking Julian stan this week, right? Because I need Julian to knock this guy out. If Julian wins, then there's basically no route in which I play Javi, obviously, because he'd be eliminated. But yeah, man, that's the only team I fear. Javi Kruger haunting my dreams.
Oh man, I just like it's great. It's sad that it's over, man. You know, at least for us that are in Cancun enjoying ourselves. But yeah, man.
Next
Next,
week's pod is
yeah,
gonna be lit with me.
yeah.
We should see if we should get Taiba DeGod on here to talk about his matchup too.
Yo, we should get everybody that's left on the pod next week.
That's fucking chaos.
Well, because think about it, you're already going to be on the pod, right? Because you're coming off a bye. I
Yeah,
can get Tyler in, and then whoever these next two guys are, and maybe we bring them in as like we're talking about their matchups, so like we can have 4 people on, and they could just be talking trash back to each other, like
I'm
while
here
we're
for it. It's gonna be fucking chaos, but I'm here for it. Either way, we should get Tyba Defraud on to talk about his team because, as we know, he's never made it this far in the playoffs. And
yeah.
Kamish, man, you've been, I hate to end on a sad note, but man, it's been a rough few years for you in fantasy football, has it not?
I mean, last year I was a yard, literally 1 yard, 1 fucking yard away from going to the championship. Fuck Joaquin.
And that was the
That's got
first
to
time
be
you made the playoffs in like 6 seasons, right?
not that long. Come on, metrics. Come on. But look. Uh, another person I forgot to mention this earlier. You do deserve also to win metrics. Not just saying that because you're my pod mate, but I mean your only ship is 8 teams. Like, oh god, 8-teamer.
Take down all the
let's
Lakers banners and then talk to me.
let's get a 10 team for you, bro. You know what I mean? Let's get the hardware updated. Let's get it, metrics. They're okay. And one last thing I will say, man. Tyler, this for you. My
Oh boy.
I've been talking a lot of trash on Tyler this whole season. Cause it's expected, right? When Tyler does great, it's not expected in this league. So now that he made it and everything's in, yes, for me, I would want Tyler to get his first championship. But the history, the books, just you metrics, you on the last pod already, you were like, let's go through it. Fucking Javi's taking out Tyler.
Yep.
Like we were his number is just, he's just really been the most unlucky person in this league. So but also his team is fucking really nice. Tyler, if you can get through this next week with no triple A's, you have a really good chance of making a championship. And I actually don't I can't even remember if Tyler has ever made a championship game in here.
Certainly not. But good way to weave off of your ass season as well there, Kamish. But yeah, Tyler, we'd love to see you win. Good luck to everybody there who's still playing in this league. Shout out to all the homies that didn't make it this far. We will be back next week to break down our matchups, hopefully with a couple guests. So don't be surprised if we hit you up in the DMs. Oh, I think we lost the Kamish. Well, time to wrap. Peace.